Stop what you're doing and put this on your damned watch list. Connect is a new Korean drama, K-drama, that is not on Netflix, but on Disney. In fact, it's a collaboration between Disney and Mike Takeshi. 6 episodes long, ranging from 45 minutes, 37 minutes, depending on one episode. And we seriously need to talk about this series. Let's jump in. A man is kidnapped and one of his eyes removed by a gang of organ hunters. His eyes are transplanted into a body of a serial killer. The unwilling donor now has terrible visions as he witnesses terrifying attacks on the residents of Seoul. I've been a fan of Mike Takeshi since Ichi the Killer. I'm so glad he's gone back into the fantasy, serial killer, body horror. You get all of that in this series, so it's an 18, so bear that in mind when going into this. Probably not a family-friendly series, especially for youngsters. Having this on Disney as well is bonkers and mad, and I love it. It's great. It's like Disney has grown up. Mickey has grown up. I love this series. From episode 1, I thought, wow, I'm in for something really special here. And then episode 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the way 6 ends, I was just on a wild ride. Wasn't quite knowing what I was going to expect to get, and then it was awesome. I'm going to be talking about the ending with ending explained at the end, but I'll give spoiler warning with a big kind of spoiler warning thing. So we have a number of characters here that are interesting, that you think you know what they are or who they are at the surface level, and then it's revealed to be something else. If you've read the webtoon of this that is based off of, you already know going in that the fantasy element of this is fantastical. It has something to do with the body, and our main protagonist has that thing. That's not giving anything away. That's something you see straight away in the trailer, as well as the descriptions of the webtoon and IMDb. All of that is in there. So you get that and you understand, but then you see how our protagonist gets these visions of, I guess, what the serial killer is doing. And that in itself is very interesting, because you are rooting for this guy that gets the visions to stop the serial killer. And at the same time, if he's always at the place where the serial killer is as he's trying to track him down, then are the cops, the detectives going to believe him? Of course not. So you have that one element. Then you have the other element as to why his eye is able to see these things. And that comes down to our protagonist. Now, the actors in here are fantastic. You have Jung Hae-in as Ha Dong-soo and Go Gwang-pyeol as Oh Jin-seop, Kim Hae-jun as Lee Yin-rang. So we have 3 main protagonists. One's our serial killer, one is our main protagonist that we start with, and another, Lee, is a character that we are introduced to a little bit throughout the first few episodes and then heavily in the latter episodes. And as our duo comes into fruition, as the story starts explaining what's going on, you think you know, but you don't. And that's what I loved about this, that the story at surface level is more than entertaining. But as we get into the nitty-gritties, the psychosis of the serial killer as to why he's doing what he's doing, as we get into Ha Dong-soo's character as why he is the way he is, that kind of gets mixed into the main arc with our detectives kind of playing a part as well. So we get the cinematography that showcases the fantasy element of it, that's both real world effects and gore effects that are very physical, with a little bit of CG that looks really interesting and fun to look at. It's very like, whoa, what am I looking at? Then you get the body horror, because with this type of storyline, and especially as it's Mike Takeshi, he's going to be at his top game here, and he is. So when you get severed arms, you get severed limbs, anything that's kind of to do with body, they don't shy away from it. You get to see it. All the sound effects are great, all the special effects are great, all the blood effects are great. If you are easily squeamish, probably not one for you, but I was beaming from ear to ear, or, you know, massive smile going, yes, I remember Ichi the Killer, I remember 13 Assassins. This is seeing Mike Takeshi in a series. Who knew that he was going to do a series? I certainly didn't. I would say that there is one negativity having it on Disney Plus. The only English subtitles that there are the CCC description. So you get door opens noisily or door creaks. You get all the description audio as well as the audio, and that can take you out of it a bit, because it's often quite funny as to the description of what it is. I tried listening to the dubbing, and the dubbing isn't great. It's fine, and if that's your thing, that's what you do, go for it. I hope you enjoy that. But I needed to stick with the subtitles. I know most who watch agree that you get the nuances of the actors in that, and that is the case here with this as well. So it's a full fun ride if you like fantasy K-drama. Very interesting to see it on Disney. I would say the performances are great, but I think the director that brings out or is directing the character exactly what they need to be doing. I don't think there's any sort of like ad-libbing in character designs. It feels very controlled as to where the story is going because they already have a template from a webtoon. If you've read the webtoon, let me know how close or similar. What did you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. I want more people talking about this because we're gonna get a second season. Fingers crossed if people watch this and enjoy it. I definitely want to know where the story is going to go next. But as a contained story, pretty quick binge, because the episodes aren't massively long, 6 episodes as well, I would give this 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
And you got one. Congratulations.
Thoroughly entertained. I'm hoping, I mean, maybe 4.5. I can't really think of anything that I wanted more of.
And you got one. Congratulations.
Except maybe some more background, but that's keeping the mystery. I think they're keeping the mystery for the second season, which might go against them if they get cancelled. I'll have to go and read the webtoon. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'm going to get into the ending explained now and spoiler territory. So that was my review. If you don't want spoilers, you haven't seen it, then click away now. If you're still here with me, you've seen it and you want to talk spoilers, don't forget to leave the ... spoilers in the comments down below so you're not spoiling it for anybody else. So with our main character, we now know that you can chop bits off and add it onto someone else. This kind of explains why the eye was able to attach to another body and kind of be fine there. But it does feel like our main protagonist is actually the alpha body or experiment, governmental experiment from this, because all of his bits, the people that he was attached to, have now infected them, and it seems like they will come alive. We may well get our serial killer that looks very injured to become like that, and having a serial killer with those kind of abilities would be bad. The guy, the Z, that was like chopped up to bits, the finger seems to be infecting him as well, so I would expect him to come alive as well. So maybe there are many more of these types, this new type of human species spawned from this governmental experiment to becoming a new subspecies of humans. And so that is why we get the helicopters at the end. They want it back. They're trying to contain everything. They're well aware of their experiment going on awry. But I think particularly that's why we have the female protagonist after our male protagonist, because he's like the original, the kind of the spawn from, or the strongest. He definitely is able to weather bullets more quickly, heal much faster, and seems to be stronger, and is learning to know how to do things like martial arts without really having ever done them. So I would say that he is the alpha, and that's why the government want him back. So it's either going to be them escaping, or it's like in season 2, or it's going to be them captured and them trying to escape again. Gideon is an interesting one. It seems like an experiment gone wrong. He has a baby sort of mentality, very young in the mind, but listens to our female protagonist, who's one of them. I'm not so sure we can count on her allegiances yet. I think she is using our male protagonist. She does like him, but she has her own agenda and kills willy-nilly, easily. Like, she doesn't care who she's attacking, as long as it's for them, to keep them safe. I get it, but our male protagonist isn't quite like that yet. In fact, he was talked down by killing the serial killer by the detective, saying that you would become him then. Very interesting, different dynamics as in morality there. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about the ending. Did you enjoy this as much as I did? Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.